Testing, testing, testing 1, 2. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for a one-loss side match tonight. This is the one tournament that LS3 can still win. We'll explain that in a second or two. We've got LS3 up against Albinario in the one-loss side in the VP4 2023 Virtual Black Ball World Championships. That goes at the top of the hour. We had a couple of results today. I was up very early this morning, 3 AM to be exact, and caught Stubb playing his match with Emmett, and Stubb has gone from the 3 cushion World Championships, so he only, like LS3, has one chance of winning one event now. Well, Stubb in actual fact's got 2 chances, because if he ends up in the one-loss side, he can still have another go. Well, LS3 was outdone by Acero. Acero was too strong in the end. LS3 had umpteen chances to put scores on the board, she just could not get the points. So Emmett goes through. And I've totally forgotten the other match I streamed. I've totally forgotten, because I'm trying to think of too many things. In fact, I need to check and see if Steve's there, if he's coming in. Right, so I've checked Discord, no sign of Steve there. It looks as if you're the only person in the building, Bill. Still nobody on Twitch. I thought there'd be a few more here for the start of this match. In fact, let's get tab to the right. Tab. What the hell match was that I streamed earlier on? That's embarrassing. My short-term memory's going down the pan. Well, it's no good. I'm going to have to go at the bracket. I'm going to have to go and take a bloody look to remind myself what the hell match was played. Right, that's a... Yeah, so Emmett now plays Vin says, and Acero plays Interchange X. Or am I just confused myself completely? I think I am. I have not got a clue what's going on in my head at the moment. Right, the room is up. Let's get in. Albinario is in the room. LS. Yeah, that. Yeah, that was the one. I've already mentioned that. That's why I'm totally bloody. That's what I totally bloody forgot. I'm not even listening to what I'm saying. Anyway, we've got LS3 on the right hand side. Remember, race to 11 on the one-loss side, and LS3's won the lag and has to try and make the most of it. Welcome to semi-pro. So LS3 will be having to raise her game from her last performance. I'm not talking about the 3 cushion tournament, I'm talking about her last match. She's got to stay in this and stay at a level and a consistency that's going to give her the chance to win. She can't rely on Albinario falling apart. It's a good enough table to get out, isn't it? It's going to be a fail if she can't get that done. Everything's wide open. Well, this is gone. too straight on this yellow on the rail. Well, that was her problem the other night. You know, she started off strong, but then it began to drift, and that's what you can't afford to do now, especially when you're hanging on with your fingertips to stay in the event. Well, it is a Wednesday, so I would assume that at this time in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, Steve would be out in the golf course. He must be there at least 3 times a week. Definitely, if he spent less time in the golf course and more time working in VP4, we might be a lot better off for it. Mind you, sometimes you've just got to get away from the damn thing. So LS3's taking her time. And she knows how important this rack is. Now that yellow above the 8 ball is the major problem here. Major problem. Got to get not only good on it, which is not necessarily easy, but the other issue is she going to be able to see the one that's down the rail? This has all of a sudden become an issue, and that's an even bigger issue now. The yellow still goes. Good evening to Cobra. Welcome to Mark. Now this is going from a very good table with good run-out prospects, and already it's going a bit pear-shaped here, because she's going to be really lucky to get across the table and back across to still see that yellow next to the 8 ball off this shot. The problem is the traffic on the other side of the table and a very narrow window to get this cue ball through in order to get a clean shot in that yellow. It's a big ask, and I think she needs a bit of luck here. 11.70 Albi, Cobra predicts. A lot of pressure. Well, I watched the start of the Moscone Cup there just before I came to start the stream, and that will work. That will work. And SVB's fallen apart like a cheap suit. I think he's played 2 racks against Jason Shaw in the team event at the start of the night there, and as Steve would coin the phrase, dogged a couple of balls. Audio breaking up for you. I think it must be your hearing aid, Cobra. Go and check the batteries. I mean, there's Mark. He's at least 25, 30 years older than you, and he's hearing it loud and clear. Mind you, Mark's got both his hearing aids in, and they're up full blast. Well, this is a big shot. Looks easy enough, doesn't it? But, you know, I don't spend an awful lot of time looking at these. You look at it and you either see the line or you don't. But hanging around to play it is never a good thing. Get a quick look, see the line, and be confident you've got the line and play the shot. Cue ball shouldn't be scratching. That's well done. That is very well done. A lot of pressure on herself there, getting herself in trouble, but you know, good players will work at it and work out the way to get it done, and that's as good a start as she could have asked for. It wasn't it went from a pretty good looking rack to something that was in the balance as to whether she was going to get it done, and that should maybe settle the nerves. So now Albie has to respond, and he's off to a good start. Look at all the reds down here, one isolated up top. It's bound to be yellows, and the 8 ball is readily accessible on the left hand side. I think we're all expecting this to be all square. I'm looking at my stream on YouTube on my phone, and again it looks excellent, albeit there's a delay. So I've basically been out of my bed since 3 o'clock this morning. I think I had a nap in the middle of the afternoon of maybe an hour or so in front of the telly. I can't remember what I was watching. It might have been the Sweeney from 1974. When's your birthday again, Cobra? I just like to clarify that Cobra's older than me. Oh, you bugger. Yeah, I forgot when I was born. You're a month older than me. Probably not even a month. I'm August the 18th, 1964. Born at 5:05 on a Thursday afternoon, just in time for Blue Peter. Well, he's made the 8 ball a wee bit narrower, but he should be fine. Just bumped it. Any heavier than that, he'd have been dead. Oh shit, you are younger. See, that tells you it's after 8 o'clock at night, because my brain just malfunctions completely. Yeah, you're a month younger than me. See, I'm thinking you were older. It's amazing how I just totally switch off at this time of night. But like I say, I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I'll certainly be having a good sleep tonight, because I didn't have any chilli. Now, I managed to get my second camera position fixed the other night. There's a higher view. I'll hold the Y button, and if I keep holding it for a little while, it'll stay in that position. Sort of Moscone Cup view. Maybe it's a bit higher. I don't know whether you like that look or not, but we'll see if it holds. Yes, it holds. And little tip for you guys. What you do is you have your default camera view, which mine is the down table view from the other end. But if you want to put your second camera view, what you do is you move the camera to the position you want, and then you hit Control and W, and that will save it. And then at any time you're on the table, if you want to change to that secondary camera view, you hit the Y button, and you hold the Y button, and you hold it for a good 10 seconds, and it should keep that camera view there. You also then have to hit your right mouse button to bring the HUD back on the screen, because the HUD disappears for some strange reason. Well, meanwhile, LS3's continuing to pop balls here, and she's got a problem down the bottom of the table that she's going to have to deal with. She might be looking to, I think the best plan, if this is me, the best plan here for me is trying to duck behind that yellow and force Albie to kick something. I mean, there's a big shot to try and pot that yellow that's to the right of those 3 reds at the bottom there and get the breakout. Well, she's hung the yellow, which is probably maybe not a bad thing at the moment, considering where the 8-ball is as well. The 8-ball is dead in the water, sitting there. Welcome to Dwight. I'll have a quick drink. So right now this rack is in the balance. Well, that's limited LS3 and what ball she can play. Now Albinario's 2 reds are tied up there. Now they may well actually bank up the table, but the 8-ball's in the way. I think the line of those 2 reds look as if the top one will bank up the table, but you know, the 8-ball's there and the yellow ball's there and the cue ball's going south. This is a disaster. Well, it's a disaster because Albi's got a free shot, but he hasn't got enough shots to be dealing with all the problems in the table. Eight ball stuck in the rail, yellow ball over the top pocket, and I don't know whether he thinks he's got enough room to bump that yellow up the rail and bump the 8-ball out of the way. That's maybe what he's thinking of, but I don't know whether it will go past. But he's looking to do something here to break these reds out. And if he's going to do it by playing LS3's yellow, he's potted it. He's opened up the reds. Looks as if, I mean, considering LS3's got these 2 yellows near the side pocket, it's going to be difficult for Albi to prevent her from getting a hit on one of them, even if he ends up trying to play safe. So it looks as if he's going fully committed here to try and get out, and it's going to be a tall order. He's going to play the follow through here with a red, which will then clear the pocket for the 8-ball. So it's all or nothing. And of course this is on LS3's break. Well, he's going to be forced into cutting his red. Or is he? Can he see the outside one? I don't think he can. And he may well bump the 8-ball, which has done no harm. Now he should be getting the job done. He might be a bit straight in this red though. And I don't think he's got much room to put that other red across into the side past the yellow. That looks tight. So he's taking the outside one first for that reason. Welcome to CP. So the advantage early on is going to Albinario, breaking in rack number 4. And balls are flying in. But once again, the problem is there right in front of him. Well, he's not got a yellow to pot. The yellow to the right of him and the top one of those two won't go into the side because it's blocked by the other yellow. The only ball he can pot looks like the red in the middle of the table, up table. He's played a little 2-in-1 shot there, the draw onto that red to pot it. So now he has got all his balls in potable positions. It was well done and it's come out good, but not from the point of view that he's got a particularly easy pot. One in the middle of the table cuts in the side, the yellow's now blocking it from up top. Now this just needs to come back 10 or 12 inches here. Come back a wee bit more and he's going to be hampered over the 8 ball. Now there's a problem here in how he play. I mean, the simple way to play this would be if he could play the outside red to the right and drop it in and play the other red into the side. If he bumps the two yellows, it won't matter. He'll still have a shot in the red up the table on the right hand side. That's what he's trying to do. He's actually... He should be fine just to drop this dead weight in. I think he'll still be able to see the red. Cue ball will die. Just like that. And now everything's good. 8 ball into the side. And that's the penalty for scratching on the break. I think she did, didn't she? Well, she scratched anyway. So now there's trouble for LS3 early on. Good evening to Popman. Welcome aboard. Don't forget, guys, we'll be back on Friday night at 7 PM for the match that we're all waiting on. The hot seat match between Semi-Pro and Stub. This time it's war. That's what we're calling it. Yeah, but she lost the last one with a scratch, though, didn't she? That's the one I was thinking about. Because I remember saying the cue ball's gone south. Yeah, a very tidy break and run for Albinario. Stacks the pressure on LS3. I think it's time to have a quick look around here. That red doesn't go. Yeah, we know LS3 broke this one, but I'm talking about the rack 2 racks ago. Albinario broke and run the last one, but the reason he got in and stole the other rack was because LS3 had scratched. I don't know what view you prefer, whether you prefer that or the standard lower down one. Right, I'll keep holding the Y button, see if it will hold again. Anyway, what really matters is LS3's 3-1 down and she needs to try and find a way back into this very quickly. Now, I held it for more than 10 seconds here and it didn't hold. Wonder if putting the HUD up helps it. Let's see. It may be another little trick that I've discovered to get this to stay in position. Right, I'm going to leave the HUD off the next time I do it. put it back on once the camera stays where it is. I think it might be to do with that. We'll find out. No, it isn't. It works and then it doesn't work. So how's Albi going to deal with this yellow? I mean, he could cut this up table, but he's going to have to get into the cue ball a wee bit if he's going to try and come back and bump something here. He's not taking that risk. Now, we know the red doesn't go up top, but the yellow certainly does. That can be got at, no bother. But now the angle he's got here, he's going to be running. No, he isn't. I'm surprised again. He's trying to get right below, but the cue ball has died on him. I'm sure that he's trying. I mean, is he trying to get in below the yellow, or is he just trying to get a position for that one? We don't really know. Well, he's now got so far where now he's not really the favourite for the rack. Unless he can pull off a bank here or something. Oh, he had a good go at it, and the cue ball trying to follow the thing in. Welcome to Quagmire. Quagmire doesn't visit us that often, but he's more than welcome tonight. So LS3 at the table, trying to drop through dead weight, I think, for this awkward one. Now that's going to obviously hit the yellow. Now, worst thing that can happen here is she's going to leave the combo up table. But if it hits, she needs to get the pace to make the pot. The cue ball could come off this yellow and go funny. It could end up here where she's hooked in both set the two balls up table and the one up the top left. You don't want to have anything like that happen, but that could happen. You can just get a double kiss here and it could just bump you up the table into no man's land. You've got to take the risk though. That's the thing. Well, that yellow's nearest us compared to the red, and she's hit it nice and soft. And she's okay. It all came out good. Now, the imperative thing here is that this last red on the right side, there must be an angle to get that cue ball out of there. Oh dear, what's happened here? She's still okay. This is like walking in thin ice, so it is. Now this should just be a little gentle bump to the rail and back out. Well, I would have liked to have checked that a bit and bumped it out a bit more straight for comfort's sake here. I would have checked that a wee bit just to bring it back out square rather than just letting it go. I don't think the cue ball's going to scratch, but you've always got that doubt in your mind when you're playing something like this. And it's good. So, LS3 could only do what she could do, and that's run the table. Stays in touch. Albinario, meanwhile, though, is still coming up with the goods. Couple of balls in the break. And again, it's got to be yellows if you can see that yellow. And he can't. Because every other yellow's got a pocket. This one can go down table. 8 ball goes past the red, I think. Let's have a look. Yes, it does. So this table's looking good for him. I'm surprised again that he didn't take that yellow he was already on. The one next to 2 reds. he could regret that. He could very much regret that unless he's going to play a bump or something, but he didn't need to. I'm pretty certain he was on that yellow on the right side, behind those two reds. And he does not want to regret the fact he didn't play it straight away. No, the yellow up top, I didn't think it went at first, but it does go. He was sitting there, for God's sake. And what way did when did I say the yellow didn't go? Don't start putting words into my mouth. That cue ball was sitting there, I had a quick look at it, and yes, it did go, and that's why I said he should have took it straight away. Well, he's going to get there. It's certainly not the way I did on it. I would have took that one first. Oh, I think he's got it clean. He doesn't. He's not hampered. And that's the annoying thing about alternate break. Just cannot do anything. The lead goes back to 2, and the pressure is always on LS3 to deliver, and above all, come up with anything but a dry break like that. Right, so put it another way, Semi-Pro. If I said the yellow didn't go, why did I say he should have been playing the yellow first of all? Tell me that one. That's why I said that's the one I would have played first, because then I had a quick look at it, seen that it did go, and wondered why he didn't take it when he was on it. But he did find his own way of getting there. We'll give him that. Well, this is going to be painful for LS3 if Albinario can get out here. So the one lifeline that she has is, of course, that there. That's really the only lifeline she's got, and Albinario's not got anything adjacent where he can do anything to this red. But what he has done is he's created an issue for LS3 if she wants to start potting balls. Now, I think if this is me, I'm biding my time with that yellow there. I'm biding my time with that yellow simply because I want to find a way to get onto that yellow. Now, she's had a go at it there and failed. And problem now is she may well end up playing the yellow that could have let her get to maybe the rail and cut that along. Let's have a look. Does that go? Well, it goes into the side. You can see that, but well, this is tough. Well, the one thing we can say about Albinario, I noticed tonight, Albinario was in a good 30-35 minutes earlier tonight, knowing that he was meaning business. You know, Albi very, very rarely comes in and does any practice before these matches. In fact, for the whole tournament, he's not done anything. He just came in at the last minute and joined the room. But tonight he was in, as I say, half an hour before, making sure he was warmed up. As was LS3. I mean, she's been playing black ball for a good hour or two, I think. Well, is she going to try and have another go at this here? Because this is the one that's make or break. it's not only that, it's the fact that she's still got to find a way up the table, and this is no good. Now, what's to stop her just bumping the yellow and stalling the cue ball behind the red, where it is? I mean, Albinario can obviously play his red, he's not going to be hooked, but at the same time, she's not going to leave him a shot in anything else. Well, now it's gone from bad to worse. I mean, she's in reasonable shape, but Albinario's just going to get rid of that yellow right now. I think that's what I would have done. I think I would have bumped to yellow, stalled the cue ball, and just left it sitting on that red. Albi couldn't get to that red without kicking it, and he would have only been able to shoot this ball. He wouldn't have been able to see anything else. And I'm surprised LS3 didn't see that. To me, that was the obvious shot. You know, leave him on his red, but he's got nothing he can do with the red. And I think our main concern was obviously the two yellows being up the table and how to get to them, so she took the risk in getting them moved. Well, Albinario didn't want that to happen. He wanted to keep that red there so he could bump the yellow from behind and open up his other red there. So that's gone wrong. The plan was to pot the one red onto the other and leave the other one sitting there just so he could get the bump, and now he's going to have to come up with plan B. I think he's certainly annoyed with the fact that the two reds disappeared. So maybe LS3 is going to get away with it at the moment. Well, that was not good, and I'll tell you why. I'm pretty certain she can roll this yellow in and drop down into the gap. I mean, it'll allow her to pot the awkward yellow. The other one's still a problem. And the 8 ball does go, but she's far from getting there. Oh, this will be a disaster if it doesn't hit a rail, and that's really poor. And I think the nerves are jangling, because that's a fatal error. It really is a fatal error to give a free shot at this time in the rack when you're already 4-2 down. But Albinario has got one red he can get to, the one in the short rail on the left side. He can deal with that. He's going to play the other one up table just to roll through and leave the cut and go down the left hand side of the table for the red into the top right hand corner, as he left a decent angle. Well, he's going to have to think twice here now, because he's left his other one up over the top corner. I don't think he wants to be going down this side to be playing a combo onto that red, because it's right on the cushion and right on the curve of the pocket. So this has suddenly gone a bit funny. So it's probably trying to get right up the table to take the one that's over the corner pocket right now. Well, he's going to play it from distance. So that's where he wants to be. He just wants to be nicking this in, coming out, and maybe a straight pot into the side. Just a bit like that. Now he can dink back, play the 8 ball into the same pocket if he wants. So again, Albinario is just going to find his way out more often than not, and that's the problem that LS3's got to deal with. And already The lead is not insurmountable, but it's needing help. LS3 is needing assistance here, and it's happening at the wrong time because now Albinario is breaking. In rack number 8, he's got a ball, and look at the table. Where do we go here? I mean, he's not necessarily got an easy first shot, by the way. Red cuts into the side, and that is pretty much it. There's not anything else on, unless you wanted to play some sort of crazy combo. Well, that red just hit the jaw and just dropped, so it was right on the borderline there. Well, this is beginning to look a wee bit ominous for LS3's prospects. Now, one big important issue is the red that he's on now. Getting rid of that, because I don't think he really wants to leave that as his last ball to get on the 8 ball. That's just too awkward. The one that is in the middle of the table, you know, if you're playing that into a side pocket, you should be fine if you're good on it. He might want to just come back and take that one in the side pocket right now. He hasn't really come back far enough. He's left at the top side of it, but he should still be fine. Now all he's wanting to do is get out clean and get a good sight on the 8 ball. So he needs to get right over the right hand side as far as he can go. Well, further than that, well, that's true. I don't believe for a minute that Albinario has got the time nor the patience to actually bother with practicing offline. In fact, we don't even know whether he's got offline. But I don't think he's the type of person that would sit and do that. I think he's got better things to do with his time. So, it's a big crisis point here for LS3 because she's broke again. And again, she's come up dry. And what's worse is, again, this table is really too good. It's too good a table for Albinario not to find his way out. You think he practices offline? I doubt it. I really do doubt it. Well, we all know that the only way he's not going to get out here is if he runs into trouble. And it's self-inflicted damage. He might actually have just done it right now, I think. No, he's okay. Well, he had to jack that cue there and give it a little spin to get around the yellow. Well, clearly it's going to be 8 ball into the side. He must avoid the angle on this bottom left hand red where he's running into one of these 2 yellows. He has to get in and out of there clean, or then he's in trouble. So that's the critical shot in the rack, is this red in the bottom left. Oh, now Now he's got problems because he's hooked himself in the one he wanted to take, and now the problem is getting out of there. Look at the cut angle in this red. He's just glanced the yellow. Well, this is testy. And he could end up bumping into the 8 ball here unless he does something with the cue ball. But that's going to make the shot more difficult. I don't know whether he wants to be playing it. He is playing it, playing ball, and the thin angle or the thin cut, he was nowhere near the 8 ball and everything's good. So now Albinario is running away with this. What hasn't helped LS3 is the last 2 breaks have been dry, and Albinario just keeps potting balls in his break. And again, oh, look at this. There's a problem that Albinario can deal with straight away if he commits to the yellows. He's going to pot the yellow, bump the red in yellow, and free it and push it towards the right corner pocket probably, or at least get into the back of the red and bump it out the way. Oh, he's gone a wee bit awkward. It's a wee cut back. He'll be out in the open. He'll be able to see the one that's up top. Does he want to be playing a long distance combo with these 2 yellows on the side here though? Let's see where he puts the cue ball. It'd be handy if he went into the gap, which he has done. He's in the gap and he's got that problem one out the way. He'll probably just dink this dead weight, roll the other one up table, top left. And this is all too simple. This is a join the dots exhibition here from Albinario. Well, LS3 won't have any complaints. She won't be blaming us. She shouldn't be blaming herself. He's a lot more luck in the break for a start. And Albinario's just been pinching everything that's been given to him. Every dry break the LS3's had, I'm pretty certain Albinario's pinched it. And the 8 ball's gone in, and it was another, look at the table, there's still another pretty good break from LS3, and the worst things happened, the 8 ball goes in. Well, this time the 8 ball stays in the table, but LS3 can't get a break. She's got problems whatever way she looks here in trying to get out, and that's a huge ask. Can't you see the one? I don't know if she can get the potting angle in that one in the rail. Can't she? Maybe she can. I think she can. Although she doesn't seem to be looking at that. I don't know what she's looking at. I mean, this cuts. But the other one thin cuts up in the short rail up top. This might do her a bit of a favour here. And that will help. That little nudge has just gone past the yellow. The red will go, but there's a fair chance that cutting this at this angle is going to run into this yellow. Yeah, this is not easy. It's too much in the vicinity of it to get this nice and clean. And she's trying to duck. And Albinario has a pot up table. That yellow goes. And he's also got the angle, if he wants to try and get a bump here. I mean, he might not need to. That yellow, I don't know whether he can see enough of the yellow just to drop it into the side. It looks a bit tight. Well, he's played the little bump. There's no way that was going into the side. And I mean, he's got to just come back off this yellow. He'll be in trouble if he does, and he doesn't leave a ball up that side if he's trying to play a combo. So again, he's got himself in a wee bit of trouble here. And again, he's given it good thought on how he's going to resolve the situation. Yeah, it was never going to be easy. So LS3 comes to the table, but again, she's got no real easy route to get down onto these two reds. When you pot the straight in one, you're not really going anywhere other than killing it and leaving a long red like this. Need to go round to have a quick look. Well, she's going to be able to get up top now off this. You've got to keep going though, you've got to keep going. I mean, you can run all the way through to the rail. And that again was pretty poor. I mean, you've got to run all the way through to the rail. You've got all that room. You had another foot you could go there, and you were always going to be on a red of one description. But she's used the 8 ball to hold. It's been recovered. How straight is this? This, again, it's got to roll forward and open out to leave this a comfortable straightish 8 ball. You don't want to put pressure on yourself by falling short. You've got to let this roll out. So it needs a wee bit more of a push to get that cue ball rolling through, because it wants to then die. But that's what happens when you do play the wee bit more pace. These pockets don't give you that. And that was a great chance, but feeling the pressure of having to deliver every single time, just getting a wee bit too much. Well, that could have really went funny if it was right on that 8 ball parallel to the side pocket. He'd have no shot at all, but he's good. Well, the match started at 8 o'clock. Well, probably just after 8 o'clock, so we're barely 50 minutes old. Albinario's got to work the cue ball here a little bit. And again, he's had the same problem. As soon as you start punching these balls into the pockets, if they don't go flush and clean, and they catch any of the rails, they're staying out. So LS3's got a reprieve. She's got a reprieve. And a fairly straightforward roll in. Well, this is a 2-rack swing for LS3 because she'd given this one up. So one of not very many errors or unforced errors from Albinario has helped LS3. Now, can she get a break here? Oh, the cue ball. Oh, God. Well, again, these breaks can't finish any worse for LS3. Look at this pile of shit she's got here. Look at this. You got a ball. And get not a sniff of anything else here. A very dodgy yellow. And a yellow that's inside here. Oh, it's Albi. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up again. I take it back. I'll keep forgetting this damn alternate break. Piece of crap. Well, Albinario took the initiative by taking the yellow on. Well, it might be a far-fetched, well, not maybe quite so far-fetched, but it might be a combo like that if you're sitting good on it. I mean, have pity on me, guys. It's well past my bedtime. You've got to give me that leeway. I will make mistakes. I've been doing it often enough and long enough. Well, now, bit of a dilemma here. I mean, if this was 9 ball, you just you roll that in and you can back up the table and you're on the ball. It's not a problem. Oh, this is a little bit dodgy. He might be trying to do what I was saying going forward here, and you've got to push this in to get this cue ball moving, and he's done it. Now, it's not quite going to end up in a bedhead cut, but I don't think Albi dare do anything with the cue ball here other than just pop this in without a great deal of force. He wants to let it get to the hole. But not a problem. Yeah, old age is creeping up, and my knees are beginning to go with this bending down every day. Lots of bending in what I'm doing, and see when I walk down the stairs in the morning, or when I try and walk up them when I get home, bloody knees are throbbing. Well, Albinario edges ever closer to what seems to be the inevitable. I think Cobra called it 11-7 to Albi. It seems that he was being a wee bit more generous, but mind you, I think he was expecting LS3 maybe to get some better breaks than what she's had. But at least she's had a ball this time. Well, straight away, misses the pot. Well, the obvious thing is this yellow was not really any good sitting right on top of the 8 ball. So Albinario's going to commit to the yellows. So he's got 3 problems. If you were down this side right now, you can play the yellow onto the yellow. That's not a problem, but it's unlikely that's going to happen. He could end up trying to roll through as far as he dares to play that yellow into the side. That's a big ask. So this table is ugly, whatever way you look at it. So Albinario deciding that, you know, nothing was worth taking a risk, and quite rightly, you know, if LS3 is going to win this rack, he's leaving the onus up to her to make moves here. And with a horrible table, at least she's trying to gain control of one pocket. Now, Albie's looking at the two yellows. Perhaps if he can get enough of the first yellow. I was looking to see, now in fact that red's partially in the way, but the idea would be to cut the yellow and send that yellow in behind the red, or at least bump it out the way, but it might be a wee bit too aggressive at this time to try something like that. Problems all around. Well, again, if I'm LS3, I'm looking to try and find a way to get down the table here, but where she's sitting is no good. Oh. Now, I was looking to see whether you could get a kick on the yellow to punch the yellow along here, but no, that ain't happening. And Albinario, again, limiting the availability of shots for LS3. And it's the old cliche, you know, when you've got your opponent down, you just keep them down. You don't give them any help or assistance to find their way back into this. You just frustrate them even more. Make it hurt. That's the rule. Well, I agree with you there, Cobra. You know, at least get that red out of those two yellows. It's no good at all there. In fact, if I was LS3, I'd be trying to get that yellow just down the table here to give me a chance to maybe try and tuck in behind that red in the corner. I mean, that's a bit of a tight move, but you know, you've got to try and improve the table for you one way or another. Getting that red out of that top corner up in the top end there is probably one move that would have helped, considering the table down this end was still to her advantage. But the yellow's far enough out there that that other yellow goes past. I mean, that yellow goes. Well, now I wonder if Albinario's thinking of making a move. Now, can he pot this yellow and go forward and come across? It looks a dodgy angle. Not yellow, red I should say. No, I was yellows. I'm totally confused now. What, you know, ducking it. Aye, hang on a minute. It's not me that's confused. It's Albinario. He's got me confused. He's played the wrong bloody ball. Oh, that ended up in a double kiss there. Hit it in the way up and hit it in the way back out, and thereby missing the pot. Well, strange thing. I mean, I wonder if Albinario's lost his concentration there, because that's a big boo-boo. The red goes into the side, no bother, as long as you're up on it. That was me thinking I'd made a mistake there, when it was Albinario that made the mistake when he was aiming at the wrong ball. Good God. Well, weird things happen in this bloody game. I think Albinario's just taking his eye right off the ball. Now this is just a little dinky draw out, isn't it? If you're brave enough. Well, I would have maybe tried to get into it a wee bit more, but this'll do. Well, of course, Albinario back to his break. And off and running with a ball. Reds and yellows have a problem up top again. Now, is anybody keeping an eye on what's happening in the Moscone? Give me an update. Now, if Albinario can see the top red, he can maybe try and get a bump, or is he trying to drop dead for the red? I don't think that red goes into the side, does it? Oh no, that's completely tied up. Trying to cut it into the corner. I think that's what he's doing, or at least get it over the pocket. But that, well, big shot here, because if he gets this in, he could be out. That's excellent. I just caught the jaw, and I think he's potted a yellow in error. So once again, Albinario is getting the generosity thing going, as we've seen him do in the past. It might still be a bit too late for LS3, but she's got to take full advantage of this. Now, why is she bothering about potting the red up the top? That's immaterial. I mean, everything's there for the taking. Okay, the yellow stayed in play, so she can still use it. Now, if I was LS3, I'd be taking the one into the side right now. The one into the side worries me where it's sitting. I'd be getting rid of that. The other problem is leaving the one down the bottom here. So there's a bit, you've got to come back and try and get the one in the side. Now that bump in the yellow's, the red's perfect for the yellow, so maybe the wrong angle in the yellow though. But to me that's what she had to get rid of. Now, I think a gentle little dink and a wee bit of drag off this, just to make sure you don't run into the 8. Or is it going to go clean? Fine, just a little jab. Now there could be an issue in how much of that yellow she might hit in the top rail. And that's good to go. That's fine. Got to get high enough on this yellow. You've got to get up to there. For comfort's sake. Get up to the donut. And got to get the yellow in though. Well, Albinario hasn't really got an easy pot to start here. He may well go hell for leather for the bank. Maybe not. I mean, he could bank the other red into the side. I mean, that's as good a bank as any, that, sitting there. He could bank that into that corner. But if he doesn't do it, if he doesn't do either, how does he get to this red? Is he going to try and come across and play the follow in? Another quick drink. So he's played the cut, trying to drop above it, and he's perfect. Well, he's perfect to get rid of that one, which is the main problem there. They still get the other problem. And the one thing that Albie's, the one way of getting there is to force this in and run through. The danger is hooking yourself behind the 8 and not going far enough to leave a comfortable cut into the side. But that's the way you can get yourself back down below this red. This ain't it though. Well, good luck with this. Look at how narrow that red is into the side. Is he cutting this up table? Well, here's a gift and a half for LS3. Now, that's the one she needs to take out, because there's no way you want to be playing that to come out and try and get on the 8 ball, even though she did get on it perfect. It's not the shot you want to believe in yourself. This will do nicely. Well, here's another rack that somehow LS3 has been allowed to win, really. Albinario just couldn't get the shape. And for once, is LS3 going to get a decent break and a shot and a ball? Not necessarily in that order. Oh dear. And the commentator's curse has worked again. She's got a ball, but she got the extra ball. The cue ball's gone. Complete disaster, LS3's break tonight. It ain't done anything for her at all. Absolutely nothing. And in an alternate break, you've got no chance when that's happening. Just when she's getting a sort of sniff of getting back into it, if her break worked, it's just blown her out the water. But Albinario has his free shot. He's got an awful lot of tidying up to do. And he's still got problems regardless of what he does. So yellow into the side. That's not the main problem. It's this issue here. Well, has he deliberately left this as a cut so he can get a hit? Yes, he has. And it could not have worked out any better. Well, I say that. Surely he's got to try and get up the table for this yellow here. because it doesn't go into the other corner. He's got to try and get out into the table, and this red is in the way, and those two are in the way of just going to the rail and coming down. So that's a major problem in getting there. If you play this and you try and play a little stun, chances are you're going to catch the red. So LS3's not out of this yet in this rack, because there's a major problem that Albinario must deal with. And how's that angle? Well, he's got an angle, and he's now going to try and spin up table, but it's looking as if it's going to be a bit of a cut, this yellow, if he can get through the gap and up table. Oh, he's just dropped dead on it into the other corner. That's perfect. I didn't know that he could hold that. Again, I just can't read this damn cue ball whatsoever. I'm like quite a lot of players just thinking it's going to keep leaking away, but it's died, and he's perfect as far as the yellow goes. Trying to use the red to brush into a potable position for the 8. Don't tell me Steve's arrived in bloody Discord now. We'll have a quick tab. No. I think he realises now it's all over. So Albinario on the hill. And again, balls going in. Choices available. And I'm going to say it, game, set and match. It's again going to be a case of self-inflicted damage here for Albinario. Of course, I say it's all over. He's got to deal with 8 ball, regardless of what he's doing. And that's what he's just tried there. Went full-blooded for it. Didn't get it thick enough to get it out of there. I'm going to have one. I don't think Steve's bothering. I think he realises it's just about done. I'll have another quick look. Hang on a minute. Right. Aye, it's not worth his while coming in now, so he won't be in. So, Albi has certainly one opportunity, and the one opportunity he has is potting this red here, getting himself on that one where he can get another bump in the 8 ball. The problem is where he's sat now is no good for that, really. He would have much rather been straight in this pretty much, just so he could kill it and play the cut and get the bump in the 8. Now that angle in the side pocket, is he pinching a bit to try and run? No, he can't. See, from this angle with the camera you can't really see what line he's got. Well, Albinario's continuing to pop balls. Now he must see the shot. I mean, the shot is there. He's got to pot that red up in the top right there. Drop through for the other red to leave that angle to bump the 8 ball. If he's going to leave that as his last shot, that's an all or nothing shot to win the match. He's leaving it too late. He's still looking at the one on the side. I'm not. I don't think if this is me trying to win the match, I'd be trying to get the breakout on the 8 ball sooner. Now he has tried it, but he's still got a chance he could do it now, but not really from the one in the side pocket. Well, I don't know what he's thinking. Well, it's going to bump the yellow, and that scuppered his chances right there and then. I think 3 or 4 shots ago, Albinario could have played the shot I was talking about. It's into a tightish space, but had he got that in, left the cue ball here or there, he could have easily just jabbed in a little bit and got the stun onto the 8 ball. And he may well be trying it off this one if he's putting inside left on it, but this is a big ask at this angle. No. Now, last chance saloon. This is the problem, because he's trying to cut it in and bring the cue ball into the gap, or there, somewhere like that, so he can play the 8 ball up the rail. Has to miss this. And he's, well, I don't know what he's done there. He's sort of trying to bide his time. I don't know that that was the best idea. Okay, he's blocked the pocket. We'll give him that. But with the 8 ball sitting where it is, LS3's just got to. I mean, she has to take the risk and force him to kick this. And she's trying to kill it. 2 birds with 1 stone. She's done it. That was excellent. It was brave, because something stupid like falling it in could have happened. But, you know, it needs must. You just have to take the risk. She's really going to have to battle here. Question is also whether she's going to try and move this yellow, but does she need to? She doesn't need to really take a risk like that. Well, this is where you have to then bite the bullet, drop the yellow in, tuck the one down the rail. That's the shot. You're bound to have a shot in the other yellow in the middle of the table, but this is the one to get rid of the problem. And this is, well, that's frozen. That is frozen to the rail. The one saving grace is where the 8 ball is. And Albie will be no doubt all out for the cut up the rail. It's off the rail reasonable enough. So this for the match. It's not going in. Really way too difficult, those shots up the rails, especially trying to cut it at that angle. So LS3 survives again. And would you believe it, she's going to be breaking next rack again. Well, I don't give her much of a chance, because her breaks have been horrible all night. Is she going to get a good one? Is she going to keep the cue ball on the table? Is she going to get a ball in the break? Well, the answer to all of the questions is yes. She's got a decent enough break. A ball's gone in. And now the big decision is, where do you go? The 2 reds over the top left-hand corner. You're going to have to get a bit aggressive if you're going to try and bump the 8 ball and free up your other red. But if you're sitting on it and you're going to be committed, in fact, she can't really. Let's see what that looks like there. That's fairly tight. Now that little brush on the red there is perfect. The little glance off the red has just put the cue ball right into the spot where you can get this 8 ball out of there and get the red away from it. you've just got to hope you don't kill the red onto another yellow. But at this stage in the match, you just got to keep taking risks. There's no point in being, you know, overly defensive and trying to protect yourself. You've just got to go for it. You know, you're at the point of no return. Sooner or later, you're going to lose. But you've just got to keep battling and hanging in and just hoping you get a rub of the green, and she hasn't. In fact, she's killed the 2 balls. I tell you, you know it's not your night when you do something like that. You stick the red onto the yellow, you stick the 8 ball onto the other yellow. I mean, okay, the 8 ball does go, but it couldn't be any shittier than this for LS3. It's just been a horrible sequence that she's had. Nothing doing for her at all in the break. And Albinario's made 1 or 2 errors, none more than potting the wrong bloody ball a few racks ago, to perhaps give LS3 a couple of more racks than she probably was going to get in this match. So, LS3 on the reds, and this again is going to be all or nothing if she's just going to keep potting balls, looking for a bump and a path to find her way. And she's had a blast. Oh, hang on a minute. Finally she's got a break. But she would much rather have been playing this red last, because that's probably the only one that would get you on the 8 ball. The yellow's still blocking it up table. In fact, let's be honest, that 8 ball doesn't go anywhere. Well, do you check it up and have another smack here? Well, she hasn't. She's had a little bump, but she's actually now hooked. Unbelievable. Well, it's the old Cobra shot LS3. Give it a good bang. And she's now played her last shot in the 2023 Black Ball World Championships. I don't think there's much doubt of that. And again, unless Albinario loses a plot, he's too good not to get himself out here. So just one more reminder before everybody runs away. If you can, join us on Friday for the grudge match. This time it's War. Semi-pro against Real Poland Power. Stub. Friday night at 7 o'clock. That's 2 PM Eastern. 11 AM Pacific. 3 PM Central European time. And whatever other time zones you want. But this match is over. And Cobra was only 1 rack out in his prediction. LS3 got to 6. So Albinario had a little bit of a brain fart mid-match, but other than that, very solid, clinical, but took full advantage of the dry breaks from LS3. And Albinario is still very much on for the double. So well done to Albinario. Well done to LS3 as well, because, you know, she took the scalp of Cobra. She proved that she's good enough. Albinario was just 1 match too many, but definitely should have a lot more belief in herself now with her performance and getting this far. If you want to be in the mix, you've got to stay in it long enough, and she did well to get as far as she got. So well done to both, and good luck to Albinario. So now all we need to do is have a quick confirmation, and we will see going from, is this the bloody 3 cushion? Yes it is. I knew it was the wrong bloody bracket. There we are. Let's get on to that. Have a quick confirmation. On the one loss side, we've got Albinario now through to the semi-final, if you want to call it that. So Albinario lies in wait for the unlucky party in this hot seat match on Friday. We have Real Poland Power Stub in brackets against Semi-Pro USA versus the UK. That's coming Friday night. And there's no more matches on the schedule on the 3 cushion. We've got Vince Says against Emmett, who took out Stub in the early hours of the morning. We've got Acero against Interchange X. Acero, who took out LS3 earlier on today in that 3 cushion match. LS3 had nothing worked for her today. She just could not string any balls together in this 3 cushion match. You know, you had them going close, and then some of them were nowhere near. Acero was going for some really artistic billiards, but in the end he was too strong, and he may well be too strong for Interchange X also. So Acero is still on for the double here. He won the straight pool tournament that we held there, and he's still well in with a shout in this 3 cushion. And needless to say, talking of with a chance of the double, we have Chiku, the favourite for the tournament, the whole event, up against Albinario in the hot seat match, which again has still got like about 10 days for them to arrange the match. So it's December the 17th is the deadline, so I wouldn't expect anything too soon. The only worry would be what time of day it's going to be at. So that is it, folks. That is us up to date. The only other thing to have another quick look before everybody starts running away, which everybody has started running away, is a quick update on the 10 ball, wherever it's gone to. It's down in the notice. The 10 ball again goes live, or the bracket goes live on December the 23rd. If we look at the players, yeah, they're picking up. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Larry's in 18, 20, 20, around about 24, something like that. So there's good numbers and still plenty of time for more people to get into that 10 ball. So that is it, chaps, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for your company today. I am knackered. I am going to get a good night's sleep tonight and make up for last night. So well done, Albie. Very solid. Poor LS3 couldn't get a break working for her. So good luck in doing the double, Albinario. You've got a good chance of doing it. You're in the position to do it. It's a question of whether you're up to the task or whether somebody's going to take you out. So well done. Right, guys, we will see you later, and we'll wish you good night. Take care. See you soon.